If it's rage or even flash, the father fishes your one-stop gap. Capital with Venetian sand. Capital with Venetian sand. Raise the temperature with a dominant hand. And add some garlic on top of that sand. The heat will down, your plants will grow, and all of your fish will have a happy home. Father fish, father fish, your one-stop wonder if you keep it. Starring the Father Fish and all his followers on the Father Fish channel. Over to you, the Father Fish.
Oh, hi, ladies.
Good evening.
No.
Good evening. How are you?
Doesn't he look very noble tonight with his new lighting?
He's a noble knight.
Noble. Noble, is it?
He's a noble knight. Yes.
Hello, Cassie.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, my. So when do you get your horse? They got a date yet?
Well, no. They have to talk to the shipper, and I think she had said to me originally that they go maybe every 2 weeks. So she's looking into probably their shipping schedule, and we'll just see. but I'm okay with that because it saves me from having to drive to Tennessee.
Well, there is that, right?
Yeah. I'll get her whenever she comes, and it'll be exciting.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed Cassie B's home decor. Her little video was very nice. If you haven't seen it, go over and check it out. It's really, really quite nice. And she does have an Etsy store where she sells some of her craft items. So you can go there and purchase some of these very lovely, very sweet decorations for your autumn decor. Your autumn decor.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I'll have to check it out later.
Oh, it's quite nice. Quite nice.
Very elegant and classy indeed.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would expect nonetheless.
You know me, I'm the epitome of class.
Oh, absolutely is. Absolutely is.
Oh, there's so many people in here, I can't even begin to keep up.
Let's see. Let me get over to YouTube and take a look.
I'm still just trying to say hi to people, and I can't keep up.
I've had this phone for 3 years, and I'm scared to death it's going to die. I'll never learn how to use another one.
Yeah, you know where all the buttons are.
Right. And I still don't know how to use it.
As Pam says, don't push buttons.
Lee, I'm looking so forward to you coming up again someday soon.
Yeah, Lee's getting new equipment, so he's gonna blast us out when he gets here. That'll be wonderful.
Oh, he's gonna come up with some new music.
Oh, boy, Lord knows, he's always got something going on.
Yeah.
We need it for the Christmas special.
Oh my God, Cassie B has done a Christmas. She's done the Grinch, and she sent it to Quite a Conquest. So I'm hoping he's going to be able to find the music and put it together. It is to die for.
I'm sure.
Nothing you would expect Mrs. Cassie B to come up with. It just absolutely.
Oh gosh, my chat stopped.
Magic Turtle is here. Hello, Magic Turtle.
That'll be great to see. So I have a question though, just for anybody and myself. When do these videos or songs need to be in by? What's the deadline?
We haven't put that together yet.
Okay.
Probably, I don't know. If we do a 12 days of Christmas. If we do that, and that would be a nice way to do this. Kind of do one a day for 12 days.
But what if you get more than 12?
Well, then we'll do 2 a day.
Okay. In case
And
you
then we'll
get,
play them all on Christmas Day. We'll just do them all back to back.
that would be great.
And do a loop live stream
Yeah.
with all day Christmas music from the Fish Shoal.
That would actually be really fun.
That would be fun, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? We'll do that.
Mary,
Let's see.
you find any questions? I haven't scrolled up enough yet.
I haven't seen anything yet. I have let's see here. My chat had stopped and it was still stuck way back when we
Okay.
first started.
Yeah, mine that happened to me too. At one point, I was like, nothing's going on, and I knew better than that.
Right.
Well, I guess you just roll with whatever you want, Father Fish.
Well, there it is, isn't it?
You have the floor.
We have a new member. I'm
Mhm.
just trying to find it. Where'd it go?
Melissa.
It was early on. Give me a timestamp if you see it.
Let's see if I can find it. It was way at the beginning.
Right
So,
at the beginning, right? Well,
From Melissa?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa.
That
What's her
was
last
way at the
name?
beginning. I don't know. I just saw
Melissa, if you're still here, would you mind just making a comment? And we welcome you.
we need to find, where is that?
I don't know if I can,
It's already passed up on the chat.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I
You
got
know
it
what?
far
Yeah,
back.
kick it back to it.
Yep. And Father Fish was telling me that she is going all in with the she's setting up her tank.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
yeah.
Right.
always
And she had a question about keeping discus. Whether
You
she,
did? Okay.
whether she could keep discus in a deep substrate.
Okay. I'm trying to find it.
And I think it's gone. I don't think we can get back to it.
Yeah.
So the answer anyway is what she was concerned about is she's been reading a lot of this stuff Patrick's here. He's going to have a different take on this because he's the consummate professional discus keeper. I keep discus.
Oh, Misfit, you just got a super chat, Father Fish.
Yeah, right there. Thank you, Misfit. How generous.
Nice.
That's very kind. Thank you so very much, Misfit. I keep discus in my cichlid, in my South American cichlid tank. The temperature in there runs 83 to 84. It's a deep substrate, about 8 inches. It's a 200-gallon tank, and heavily planted. And I don't believe I've ever lost a discus in that tank. They do extremely well. It does not get regular water changes. It's a very stable environment and has a number of other Central American type cichlids in it. Things like rams, geophagus. What else? I've kept some oddballs in it, like green scats, which are really very pretty little fish. A lot of angel fish. Keep lots of angels. I have various loaches, clown loaches, and other loaches in it. Some plecostomus, mostly bushy nose. And I feel comfortable adding, if I could get some larger, I've had chocolate cichlids in. in that tank with discus. I'm trying to get some keyholes, but I haven't been able to get big ones. The ones I get are 1/2 inch long. And they would be all right in there, but I'd rather keep them in a smaller tank because they're a fish that a lot of my customers are looking for and would like to be able to buy. So they sell pretty quickly.
I was gonna say, am I confusing? Is the chocolate cichlid Central American cichlid?
No,
No, it's
South
not the
American.
same one. Okay.
It's a South American.
Okay.
Hey, Father Fish. Craig just said that all the cockatoos are out in Australia and wondered if you would allow him to come up and show us.
Yeah, if he can send me one, I'd love to do it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What's Lee saying? I have the privilege of having time with Roxanne Christmas Day, so my Christmas is looking good. We've not had one in 8 years. What is she talking about? I guess they talk a lot. Lee and Roxanne are on the phone all the time. Let me get
Mary,
Uh-huh.
I lost it in the chat, but I think it might have been Patrick that had asked you if your 15-gallon tank was an Acme.
Oh, yeah, it was David.
Oh, it was David. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I think I answered him. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
It's perfect tank for this deep sand substrate. I love it.
Is it
Here's
an Acme?
Craig.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Craig.
There he is.
Hey guys. All right.
Good morning.
How are
Good morning,
you?
all.
Good morning.
On a Saturday morning.
Beautiful day here today.
It is.
Yeah. I won't keep you. I know it's a fish program, but I know how much Mary likes these cockatoos. So
Oh my.
That's so neat.
That's my absolute all-time favorite bird. I love cockatoos.
Could you
There he is.
imagine Father Fish just coming out in your yard and them just being there?
I've had a half dozen or more of them.
Can you see him?
I can.
Absolutely.
Do they ever bond with people, like, where they come up all the time and just kind of make themselves part of the family?
Yeah. There was 10 here this morning, and I'll eat out of my hand, but they bite.
Wow.
Every time they take a little bit of seed, they'll bite as well. And as you can see, they hurt.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I've been bit by one, and it was not fun. But look how beautiful.
Look at that.
He's showing off for you.
He is. Hello, pretty boy. How do you tell a female and a male apart?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, actually.
No.
A lot of these birds, you have to do a genetic test to get the sex. There are no visible differences.
I'm not putting my hand between his legs to find out.
Yeah, there is that. You can look at the ovipositor and find out, but they don't like to be handled.
Right.
No, not around that area anyway.
Yeah, there's Morgan Cork. Thank you, Morgan,
Yes.
for your super sticker.
Oh, Morgan.
Yes,
Thank
sweet.
you, baby.
Very nice.
There he is. Look.
Look at that.
That's so
That's
cool.
just amazing. It is absolutely gorgeous there today. Look at that.
Yeah, it was all overcast last Saturday, but we've put in a nice day for you today.
It is nice. Beautiful place you have there.
It is.
Thank you.
I mean, Craig, I get crows and chickadees. I don't get cockatoos.
Right.
So you're lucky.
All right, guys, I'm in the middle of doing a water change, so I'll see you all later.
Thank you, Craig. Have fun. Have a great Saturday.
You too, guys.
See you tomorrow. Love you. Oh, that's so cool. Isn't that cool, though? And then they also have the lorikeets. They're beautiful. Just be out thousands of them out there grazing in the grass. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I've never, we don't have that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The difference is in the nose of the beak, T-Bone says.
Oh.
Ah,
Okay, Lee has
John.
his own description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
That was-
Cassidy's trying to get the track for her Grinch lyrics. My God, what do you hear this, guys? Blow your mind.
Well, you know, we're waiting, but we have to wait till
I
before
know.
Christmas.
I
We're
know.
gonna be like little kids. We want it.
Really?
That's just too cool. It really is. I couldn't imagine just the incredible wildlife they have there anyway is just unreal.
Joey, could you hear the music this morning? Or rather, tonight when I played Lee's song?
Now you're asking me. I don't think it was loud. I think I heard it just a little bit. I don't think it was on my end. It wasn't.
Yeah, I can't do much. I've got the volume cranked all the way up here. There's not much I can do about that.
Yeah.
I can increase the volume on my settings. It's got an automatic adjustment. And if I kick that all the way up, I don't know what it'll
Do you
do.
want to
It got
try it
loud.
again? Do you want to try the
No,
song
I
again?
want to try. Yeah, I've got another of his songs up that I wanted to try. Let's see how this does. We need to get it. Here we go.
Still garbled a little bit.
It's really faint.
I didn't want to take the home tonight. I found it hard to say. They thought I had enough of them. I can't say. They're lovely, but I have to watch them. Oh my God. My skeleton been sticking on my heart for an hour. I hardly said a word. I tried and tried to hide from me. Why can't I explain? Why do I feel this way? 'Cause everything that I understand, I realize they take it the wrong way. My folks are like me. We the other night. We don't get out. We talked and talked and get it out. I thought we understand. But when I got to the top, they say I don't know. Say I'm on away. And you're on me.
We're just gonna have to get him to come up here and
That's
perform
what
it
Chubbs
live,
was
like
saying. That's
Chubb
why I
said.
laughed. Chubbs said,
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so too. Right.
Yep.
Get a live performance in.
John Larson said he couldn't make out the words. Yeah, I have no idea what the problem is. No idea at all.
I haven't seen Madril, or I still can't say his name right, but he wanted to see you sign, but he wasn't there this morning either, I don't think.
I know. I thought about that when we got down toward the end of the song. So I did a little bit of it.
Did
I'll do that. I'll do that here. I'll do that at the end of our show today. And do that same song. I brought the lyrics home, so I've got the words. So we'll do that, and I will sign it. That'll be fun.
I don't know if you feel like giving somebody a wrench, but DC Kyle has been here a couple of times.
Let me get over to YouTube where the wrenches are.
Oh, Patrick, let's see.
Let's see, Patrick, what's he talking about?
Okay. Okay, I have a crebensis pair and my 140 gallon, and they thrive. How can I manage to arrange it so I can add, I think, corridoras, maybe a little pack of 10 and maybe 8 coolie loaches if possible to make this go in harmony? Okay, so
you got Crivies, just one pair, and 140 gallon. That's a really big tank for that few little fish. He wants to do how many Habroses?
10.
About 10, he says.
And about 8 coolie loaches.
8 coolies.
Is that right, Patrick? Hopefully.
The 8 coolies. Yeah, the coolies you'll never see them, or you won't see them much. The Habroses are nice. They're really tiny. That's a really big tank. You must have more fish in there than that. One pair of Crivies and a 140 gallon tank with 10 Habroses and 8 coolie loaches. I think they won't be able to find each other. I mean, they're tiny fish, and that's a massive tank. They certainly are not going to get in each other's way. Unless I'm missing something, Patrick. I think you could multiply all of that by a factor of 10, and that might get you closer to what'll actually work well. You can do a lot of little tiny fish, or even a few little tiny fish in a big tank. And then plant it heavily, and they'll do quite well. The difficulty is you probably aren't going to see them very much because it's just too large an area and too few and too small a fish. I would add some rams, maybe a pair of rams. Try to get some chocolate gouramis, chocolate cichlids rather. Chocolate gouramis would be nice, but that they require different water conditions. Chocolate cichlids get much larger. You want to keep it small, so that really wouldn't work. But rams would. Rams would be a really good addition to that. And apistos, you can get some apistos, mix them in with it. There are a lot of, and then you might think about doing some like ember tetras or some of the some of the other really small tetras. I would want to beef that tank up. If you're going to stick with little tiny stuff, then I don't know what your goal is. If your goal is to try to breed them, then you can keep them in, keep fewer. Pistos would work out really well with that group, as would rams. Those are two really good additions. I don't know. Tell us a little more about what you have in mind. Alex is here. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. The green monster thingy. Is that, that's, he's talking about Cass. It is amazing.
Lee. And Alex is adding, I would add some schools of rummy nose tetras.
Yeah, I
green
know.
tetras.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex says, put whatever you want in the tank. You'll never see the loaches.
Yeah, God knows. True enough.
Which, yeah.
Patrick, is that the tank that's in the when Aquatic Conquest had all of our tanks in there? There was a beautiful tank that Patrick had. I think that's the one he's talking about. I don't know if you remember it on the
What fish were in it?
I don't remember. I can't remember seeing fish. I do remember the tank.
Yeah.
Hello, Alexander Lee. And Marco came in.
Yeah.
Here's Patrick. He says, he. I'm gonna dump my glow light tetra in there. That 25 stories from Coley's. Just in fear of the cribbies. No, the cribbies are not going to bother anything. It's enough space. Here's the thing. There's a principle called the chase principle, and it goes like this. If you have a pair or a group, a small group of, let's just say, Malawi cichlids. Malawi cichlids are a tough little fish, and they're pretty aggressive. If you got two males in there, and you have them in a tank that's, let's say, a 125, a 125 being, let's make it 4 foot by 18 by 20, I guess, whatever. When one chases the other, it will not chase it more than 3 feet. Typically 2 feet, and then it'll drop off. So there's a chase radius, a chase distance that aggressive fish chase each other. They don't chase each other interminably in the wild. They'll chase them out of their area, out of their territory. And then if you have a tank that's big enough, that's like 4 foot or bigger, then you can keep more aggressive fish together because they will chase out of the territory. I have a 6 foot tank, a 200-gallon, that has about 100 very aggressive cichlids in it. They rarely do I have a problem. Once in a while, I'll pull a fish out that has been decimated, but rarely is that a problem. And it only happens when that one fish becomes not very aggressive, but just the opposite. It becomes so passive that everybody that comes near it takes a whack on it. And eventually it just, it can't handle the being beat up on all the time. But if your fish if they're maintaining a pretty vigorous kind of behavior, then they're not going to be involved in aggression beyond a very short distance. 2 feet or so, 3 feet tops, and it'll end. It'll stop. It's they do a chase, and at the end of that chase, it drops off. So if you have a big enough tank, you can keep very aggressive fish together, and for the most part, they're not going to really bother each other, particularly if you have a number of them. By the way, Thomas and I made a video today, which we're hoping is going to be publishable. He he did a little fancy stuff. He put a GoPro in a tank that I was catching fish out of with a net. So you see the net sort of catching fish. It's interesting. And anyway, I've got a couple of net techniques in that video that some of you may be interested in. Alex is saying the cribs need about a cubic foot of solo territory while spawning, but tiny fish above calms them ditherfish, shows no predators are out there, so the cribs can relax. That's a really important insight. If you think of a cube, a 1 foot cube for a crevensis, a small breeding pair of fish, that's about their range of chase. And if there are little tiny fish around, they will be they will feel very safe and confident because the tiny fish would otherwise dart for cover when some kind of predator came around. So one of the things about little tiny fish, when you put them in a new tank, they'll often hide. What they're hiding from is the unknown. They don't know what's in that tank. They get out, swim in the middle, and they could be eaten in an instant. So they will stay under cover until they see other fish their size swimming around naturally, and then they'll come out and participate in the dance. But if you've just got the one by itself or two new ones, they may stay hidden for a very long period of time because they're just not willing to risk their lives on the unknown of what might be out there ready to swallow them down.
Well, I think Patrick said he's getting the courage. He's gonna do it.
Danny.
Just do it.
It'll be cool.
You all talked him into it. He's doing it.
Really, Marital's here.
There he is.
Fishmar Fish Room. Did fish stuff all day. He's feeling good about himself. Yeah, I do fish stuff every day. All day, every day. Day in, day out, 7 days a week. I do fish stuff. That's
you feel good about yourself?
It doesn't get old. It just makes me tired. Lee Wilcox, must be love, love, love. That'll be good. We can do that. I'm for that. Do some Beatles music. That would be fun.
Oh, yes. And Madrol, we're going to try to get Father Fish to do some signing here in a little while. We didn't forget about you. Okay, let's see.
Do that.
Leslie's has got a comment. 6:35.
Yeah.
Oh. I saw.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm like, I don't know if you're shutting your mouth. It's like,
I usually just.
Okay. I'm like, are you gonna read it, Mary?
What are we doing?
We don't know.
We're trying to get to this comment, but
At 6, where was it? It's 6:35. We were just reading a comment. It wasn't a question, but we got excited. We thought we had a question, and we were like jumping on it.
Right, we're like,
Oh my.
I want to tell the story.
Yeah. I watched. Speaking of holding, or it says they have some baby. Or what is it? The Yellow Labs is holding.
Hmm.
Who else was it? Oh, Danikin today. His I can never say what kind of fish those are, but he calls them the Starry Nights. Is that correct? That's another name
Oh, is
for
that
them.
is that the pawn eye or no?
Yeah,
The
and
bleaker eye.
yeah,
Bleaker eye.
Yeah,
Bleaker eye.
bleaker eye spawned.
and they had spawned. That was neat.
That's 500 to 1,000 babies.
Maybe
Hmm.
that's what Danny was talking about. I think I was in a chat earlier, and I think she said the eggs were gone. So I think
Oh
maybe
shoot!
that's what she's talking
They already
about. I'm
ate
not
them.
sure. She said Kenny was devastated, but
Oh.
it will probably happen again. You hope.
Yeah, in 2 weeks they'll spawn again.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. There. Did you read that comment though, Father Fish, about
Where-
Leslie's? I'll read it out. I think for some reason I just feel like it needs to be read, so I'm going to do it.
I thought you were going to read it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I think one of my Yellow Labs is holding. I kind of don't believe it because I think, first of all, it is the male, and second, they are too small. The other is solid yellow. Both have egg spots.
Well, I can guarantee you that a homosexual pair of fish do not produce eggs. They may produce something else, but it ain't eggs. So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, your daughter has a question.
Yes, I do see. You go ahead and ask that one, Joey.
All right, Morgan says,
Yeah.
I have a question. I'm waiting or wanting to do colorful fishies and plants. What combo would you recommend, Father Fish? Something that pops out for the kids.
Oh dear.
Come on, something bright and shiny.
I know it. Come on, it's my little girl. She's not
You
going to listen to
think
me.
of it.
Two ways to go. You can do glowfish, but they get kind of boring, and they don't hold up real well. And after a while, kids will lose interest in them. So don't do glowfish.
That solved that.
All right.
Is that why you said, wait, what, Dunlap?
A better
Guppies.
option is live bearers, platies, mollies, and guppies. Platies, mollies, and guppies. There are others, but those are the main ones. Platies, mollies, guppies. You can do swords, but swords tend to jump out of the tank. The platy is a better option to the sword because it's easier to keep. It's not going to jump out of the tank, doesn't go crazy. Platy, they come in a lot of different colors. You can get Mickey Mouse platies, which are super cool. Mollies come in an absolute rainbow of colors. Everything from orange to black to yellow to white to just blue, you name it. You can get mollies in a literal rainbow of colors. Don't know that I've seen a green one, but I'm sure somebody's working on it. And guppies. And of course, guppies come in every manner of flashy color. Those are all fish that remain interesting for children because you can watch the females swell up with babies and then see the babies being born. You can watch them breed. You can watch the babies grow. It's just a kind of tank that's always changing and always interesting. Take a look at Lee's aquarium. That's a live bearer tank. Guppies, and mollies, a few platies. That's all he's got in there. A couple of frogs. But it's a spectacular tank. It is busy. There's a variety of sizes and color. The fish are always on the move. It's a very active tank and remains constantly an interesting tank. It's full of babies, full of adults. They're just wonderful, wonderful tanks, especially for children um, who are just kind of learning about fish and all the stuff involved in them. So that's what I would do. I would do live bearers. They're also inexpensive.
That's
And we'll
a
get
good
you
point.
some mystery snails too.
Yeah.
Mystery snails are fun.
Yeah, mysteries are fun, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and nereids. Nereids are a neat little snail, and catfish.
Cribs are good.
Catfish. You want to have
Oh, pea puffers.
catfish.
They're fun because
Yeah.
they school around.
Yes, Jess at Main's Tails and Fins and Fur, or Fur and Fins Morgan. You need to go to her site and look. She's got some beautiful fish. Chubb said Lee's killifish. Alex, who said pea puffers? Oh, HC.
Yeah.
And Alex's cribs. All kind of good stuff. We're kind of waiting to. We're waiting to see what size tank it is. We think it's a 20.
Yeah, she has little children. For little kids, I really believe that the live bears are the most interesting.
I think that's true, and you don't want fish that are fighting. That's not fun.
Right, right.
The kids don't want to see that.
Right. Mm.
I'm reading a question, but I think it might be a comment for somebody else's. It doesn't, I think they're answering somebody else's question.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's just hanging around.
Yeah.
Alex is commenting that behavior patterns, breeding and culturing behavior patterns. He mentions cribbies because cribbies keep their babies together. Breeding them for a beginner is somewhat problematic. It requires special feeding. It requires a rather delicate touch with being able to maintain a very stable water quality. I think if you're talking about 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, and that's the age of her children, who are special needs children on top of everything else. You want to do really hardy fish that are colorful and interesting. Obviously, once they get into it and get excited about it, then there are all kinds of things they can take an interest in doing. But if you're trying to trigger an interest, do something that's going to catch their imagination right away. The first fish I ever saw as a little kid that absolutely thrilled me was a platy. I was so excited. It was a magical fish. And I guess that's why I'm saying what I am. Because for me, when I was little, that it was platies, guppies, mollies. It was stuff that were common, easy to get. I could go to the store and afford to buy one with my 50 cents or 25 cents. And I could watch it and I could feed it and it could grow and they would have babies. And it didn't take any particular skill to be able to do that.
my very first fish was a black molly.
Yeah.
It just happens that I bought a female. I didn't know. I just got a black molly. And then 3 days later,
I remember that.
more black mollies. And it was amazing. You know?
I know.
One of my first fish was a blue gourami, and what a mistake. It was the meanest fish
They
in
are.
the world.
Absolutely are.
Not a nice
I was
fish.
like 10 years old, and my mom got me. I had a couple of something, probably some platies or mollies, and there was some little fish, and I wanted that blue gourami. That fish, I went to Kmart, and I would stare at that fish week after week, and they finally bought it, and it killed all the other fish. I didn't like him anymore.
Allie Sean has got some expertise on mbunas. Comment at
Yes.
643 is very interesting. He says egg spots on mbuna is not necessarily indicative of sex. The original Lion's Cove, which is an area in Lake Malawi where these fish are caught, yellow labs have the black highlights on their fins. And if you haven't seen that, it's very distinctive. Inbreeding over the years has produced them without the black. So they lose that in time just from being inbred and not bred to keep that characteristic. So far as the egg spots, the male tends to have more. The female usually has egg spots too, though, but simply not as many typically. Fishy is at work on break right now, but lurking.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we?
Well, Emily is mentioning that, Emily Stevens, she said she thinks the kids would like shrimp too. I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, they may die. You may find them hard to keep.
She's got great water.
My shrimp don't always do well.
And she has well water too, so it's going to be great. I can't wait till we move back there.
You know, the
Alex.
What's he saying?
He's just saying his wife is going to make him cook tonight. Or Alex.
I think she should. Probably some mushrooms, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Really? He's been trying to horn in on Cass's dinner, I think.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Yeah, really.
There's more than one variation of the, what is the Maui? I was reading comments, sorry.
Oh, Malawi, where are you?
That was at 649. I just discovered those a few days ago. Oh, some of the
Got it.
Yeah. I agree, Cassie. Some of these names are so long. No.
Well, Malawi, Lake Malawi is one of the two rift lakes in Africa. There are two major lakes in Africa that are right in the center of the continent, one above the other. They're long, narrow lakes. They are hundreds of miles long, each of them, one above the other. And they have two distinctive types of fish in them. Lake Malawi, which is the southern of the two, has mbunas, peacocks. Some of the fish, the larger, what are typically thought of as African cichlids, very colorful, very active, enormously aggressive fish, very dynamic fish. Lake Tanganyika, while it has big fish in it, also has a very large population variety of small fish, fish that reach 2 to 3 inches max. Shell dwellers are among them. They're the Julidachromis is another one. Beautiful little fish. Now, when I talk about these two fish, and people want to know if they can keep them together, my answer is well, yes, but what you need to understand is that the Malawi cichlids are Muslim terrorists, and the Tanganyika cichlids are Buddhist monks. There is an enormous difference in the behavior of the two groups of fish, not just species, but the whole range of species. By and large, the Tanganyika fish are not aggressive. By and large, the Malawi fish are aggressive. So we've got these two lakes sitting one above the other with completely unique behaviors. There it is, right there, one above the other.
You got that question?
Oh, you.
Mary?
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm just reading.
Okay. Millions and son. For other fish, is it possible that too much dense jungle val and too much dense guppy grass can cause deterioration of betta fins? I have an otherwise healthy betta whose fins are fraying a bit.
No, I don't think so. It may be water quality that's doing it. If there are any other fish in there, they could be causing it. Bettas can be very, very persnickety little animals. The problem with the fins of a betta is that it does not have veins in it, so there's no natural way easily and auspiciously for a betta to heal its broken, torn, and frayed fins. They will eventually kind of seal over, or if they're torn, they'll eventually begin to heal. But it's a slow process. It's not a fast process because they don't have the blood flow to be able to bring white blood cells to that tissue to heal it. So when a fish's fins fray, it doesn't grow back quickly, and it can happen simply because the fish is getting old. It may be may have a dietary need and be kind of getting thin and weak. There are a lot of things happen to bettas that I try to feed them live food all the time because I think that gives them the best chance to maintain their vigor and integrity. But if you're feeding flake food or any kind of dry food, you're probably eventually gonna wind up in trouble with the fish because it just won't be able to sustain the animal long term. It may live a year, 2 years, 3 years. I bet it should live 5, 6 years.
I would have to agree with water quality. With the ones that I've bred, if you've got to have good water to keep the finnage intact.
Yeah, I think so.
especially if you're ever going to consider showing them. Which
Oh, well. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. If you're showing a betta,
yeah.
you want to show them young, not old.
Mm-hmm.
You show them when, as soon as they really fill out, at that first flush of of uh, of, of strength and vigor, and where the fish is really excited about life, and get out there and do its thing. That's the stage when they're at their most vital.
They're beautiful. I think at 5 to 8 months they're at the top of their game.
Right. After that, it's kind of a gradual downhill slide.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the males.
Right.
The females simply get ornery. The older they get, the meaner they get. You can't put an old female betta with a young male. She will kill it.
Why do I feel like this is personal? I'm just kidding.
Well, because I've read a lot of bettas.
Against the flow just said it. Just like humans. It was good for a laugh.
That's
really. Alishan is back. The Pelvicochromis genus was reorganized a few years ago by Anton Lamboj and others. The so-called crib is Pelvicochromis pulcher. Almost all of the Taneitis group are now P. cribensis. ID is done by location. That's interesting. Rather than dentition or finnage or esophageal material or whatever, it's done by geographical location, which is, I think, not a good way to categorize species, because there are many species of animals that vary geographically but remain the same species. They may look different. That's particularly true with corals. Corals have been researched in Indonesia, between Indonesia and Australia or New Zealand, and they found animals that are the identical same animal that look nothing at all like each other, and they're 500 miles apart. They've just varied. So there's so much variation that occurs in animals based on its location that has really nothing to do with speciesization, but has everything to do with how that fish has adapted to its local specific environment. Big city bettas. Not a big crowd in there. How many are here? Haven't looked.
45.
I'm not sure mine's right. I show 45.
47 now, but 33 likes. Would y'all consider hitting that like button?
Yeah, we can nail the like button, guys. We'll see if we can get it up. See if we can hit 50.
And we're right at 7 o'clock. So everybody, please hit that like button.
All right, and I'm gonna do a song here. What's Chalupa?
Alex said that he married a woman 10 years older than him, and I made the comment that he was cougar bait. And Chalupa No Tomatoes said, I didn't know cougars were native in Washington.
I guess they are now, aren't they?
And
funny.
Against the flow. Women are like fine wine, better with a little age.
Patina. We have a little patina on us.
Oh, yeah.
Patina, right. Patina. The very thing. Well, carrying on here. All right.
Roman.
All right. You guys
Enough,
ready for this? Let's
enough of
see.
We
this
are ready.
madness. Let's go. Let's do it.
We're ready.
What am I doing here? I gotta
You
get
got me up front, front and center. Who's
Y'all
that,
ready
Bogey
for
or
this?
McCall? McCall.
Oh, that was Bogey. Sorry.
There's Bogey.
That was Bogey.
All right, let's see if we can hear this. I don't know if we're gonna hear it.
If not, you're gonna have to sing. That's all there is to
That's
it.
right.
Well, I can do that. I'm gonna do that. I see neons green, red rosies too. I watch them swim for me and you, and I sing to my friends. What a wonderful shoal. This is fish swimming together. I see that is blue, angels white, green growing plants, deep living sands, and I sing to my friends. What a wonderful shoal. The color of the rainbows, as pretty as can be, are also on the guppies that dance for you and me. I see friends coming in saying, let's talk about fish. They're really saying, I love you. I hear water splashing. I watch it flow. With Father Fish, I learn there's so much more to know. And I sing to my friend, what a wonderful show. I sing to my friend, what a wonderful show.
Bravo.
There we go.
I hope Meriddle was
Thank you.
here.
I hope so.
I hope he got to see that.
Yeah, you bet. That was for you.
If
I'm gonna try
Absolutely.
to take care of my
Yeah.
YouTube thing tonight. I think I have somehow blocked some people just on my end. I know Lori Venker for sure. I think there's a couple others. I've blocked them. I can't see them. I didn't block them from your channel. I just blocked them from me. I'm like, because I'm so good at this.
Well, I blocked Holly the other
John
day.
Larson.
Really.
That was
Funny.
wonderful. Wonderful. A round of applause.
John says when you started singing, my dog got up and went outside. Gee, John. Thanks,
You say
guy.
the nicest things.
Really. Tell your dog I think so too. Funny stuff. Funny
Oh, that
stuff.
was funny. Now where are you
Bogey's
going?
back. He's back for more.
Chalupa says, don't block me, Joey.
I know.
Holly said,
I'm not trying to block
Holly, am I
anybody
still
that I
blocked?
know I've blocked.
Yeah, you were in a timeout, Holly. You're not blocked. We love you. Marco, Paul Oisel presented recently, where is it? Online regarding the hemichromous group. I believe that Anton is working to reorganize that group. Yeah, it's just amazing the continual process of breeding and defining species that goes on endlessly with these fish. It's just kind of amazing. There's a round of scams to sell new species. They often say they find them in other places, but just move a few meters. Yeah, they're really not new species. They're just a slight variation on the old one. Well, thank you all. We're over our time limit here, or stepping on somebody, I'm sure. Wonderful to be with you all.
It was. We really enjoyed
It
it.
was, it
Ladies,
was great.
thank you very
Now
much,
Mary's
Jerry.
hiding.
I hit the wrong one.
Mary,
Don't
The
block
cat.
me.
Mary blinks in and out on us.
Right. Y'all might hear this cat purring. I mean, it's loud.
And Joey, you were magnificent.
Yes.
Magnificent.
At what? Blocking people? Hey, if you need a stream messed up, I'm your girl. I can
Oh,
come on.
Marco. Let's see if we can get
Oh,
Marco's
listen.
link dropped.
I can complicate
Oh.
anything.
I love you just the way you are.
Well, thank you. Love you guys too. Love you too.
Yes, we love you. So glad you came up here.
Bye bye, everybody. Love you
Love
all.
you all.
See you in the morning. Be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and again tomorrow evening at 6. Bye now.